This is my pride and joy, my Mark II Golf, and in today's video we're going to be designing, fabricating, trimming and installing a £1,000 boot build. If you've been following the videos recently, you'll know that this car has been accepted for an indoor show at Ultimate Dubs. Since I got the email, I've been working tirelessly to get this car looking the best I can with a very tight budget. The last couple of videos I've installed these Lincoln wheels, which have made a huge difference to the stats of the car, and I've also sorted out the P-Shooter exhaust for a period correct one that fills out the BBS rear valance perfectly. In today's video we continue the progress, and this one is arguably the most ambitious mod I'm doing leading up to the big show. So sit back, enjoy and subscribe. So for the guys that are sort of new to the channel or haven't seen the interior in a very long time, this is the interior of my Mark II Golf. I built this myself last year in a spare bedroom in the house. It took me roughly 200 hours to do, and we've done literally everything. There isn't much in this interior that I can do anymore. Probably the steering wheel, headliner, sun visors, center console, dashboard has all been done, door cards, front and rear seats, rear parcel shelf, and then all of the pillar trims, and pretty much everything you can do has been done. Custom gear knob gator, we've got a VW up center console here, so we've got the cup holders. Speaking of interior, there's one section that's been neglected, and that's the boot build. The air suspension was bought as a complete second-hand kit designed for a Mark II. What came with it was this simple raised floor boot build. I mean, if you want to call it that. Now there's two bad things about it. Firstly, it's the design. It's not the best to look at comparing to the rest of the interior, and it isn't maintenance friendly. In order to get to the compressor, lines and management, I'll have to disturb these two air lines which are running very high pressure, which can damage the air suspension components, leave me stranded and could even be fatal. The second bad thing is your boy has not put his special touch to it like I have on the rest of the interior. The idea then is to create a boot build that matches the interior theme, is maintenance friendly, frees up as much boot space as possible, and looks simple but insane, especially after me re-trimming it. Am I asking too much? Maybe. That's why I asked the perfect guy for the job, my friend Dean. He's been a joiner for decades and he's been modifying Volkswagens since before I could even say Volkswagens. His attention to detail and care for another person's pride and joy is top tier. So we talked over some designs and got to work. The first job was ripping out all of the old crap. With the boot stripped, we were back and forth discussing how we can make it all work. I wanted to relocate the battery and screen wash, along with adding some extra storage compartments for spare parts and tools. With an idea in mind, I rotated the mounting bracket on the compressor so it would stand up rather than sit on the side. This way I could get as much spare wheel well space as possible. Meanwhile, Dean's making a base plate to fill the spare wheel well floor so the management, compressor and battery could be secured on a flat surface. Oh look, Dean can't find the hole. You never could.
Bloody amateurs.
Oh yes. Got everything pretty much where I want to put it. So battery's going to go at the front, compressor's going to go down the side, and then the management is going to sit just there. So we've got a little bit of space here if I ever go twin compressor setup. But now all this is done, you're going to build the frame.
Yeah.
Dean's working on building the frame, which will be the foundations of the boot build. First he measured out the boot to see where the cross sections will go. After a few test fits and adjustments, he screwed the frame together and started building the compartments. Right, so the battery has now been secured and fully put in place. Because it's obviously a universal one, I have to make a little bit of a modification, but it is solid, not going anywhere. Now that's there, I can start making a permanent position for the compressor and the management. But once Dean's finished putting the sort of frame in, which I think looks flipping sick, Dean's going to make some adjustments to the frame, and then we're just going to keep continuing the progress. With that done, we're eyeballing where the tank would sit. It's worth mentioning a lot of these ideas we're figuring out as we're going along. With custom work, there's no one way to do things. It's about having the idea, making the idea, hitting a problem, overcoming that problem and carrying on. The first problem of many to come was the water trap. Right guys, the position of the water trap was getting in the way because of the boot build at the bottom. So what I've done is put in a push fit in here, and then we're going to run the water trap. I'm going to bolt it to the boot build sort of around here. That way we can get to the bottom of it and bleed the water out, and then it goes straight into the management. I'm probably going to need a 90-degree from there, but for now I can get it in, I can get the air working, but I think that's how we're going to tackle it. Now everything's good to go, Dean's applying adhesive to the boot to hold the frame in place. We agreed this method was better than drilling holes in the floor and bolting the boot build down. This way the boot build is secured in place with no chance of moving, and we won't get any vibrations at all. With a car of this age, I don't really want to be drilling holes in the floor unless I absolutely have to, so silicone will do just fine. If you feel like I shouldn't have done it this way and have negative things to say, please email letmebuildmycarinpeace@project7.com. Thanks! Now that's done, I connected the air system up so we have an idea where everything will sit. That way Dean can come back on day 2 ready to start building the mid layer, rear and side panels, and finally the top layer, all of which you'll see later on.
Day 2.
Dean is going to be starting on building up the timber on this, so then we can put the floor in.
Take reference points now and then transfer it to the template, and then we can transfer that to the MDF, cut it out, put it in, and then we can work out what the cutout's got to be, and then we can rafter that out for a nice smooth finish, and then it can go in.
When cutting out the side pieces that go around the suspension turrets, Dean angled his jigsaw so it would cut a tapered edge to match the contours of the turret for that perfect fit. Things like this separates him from the rest, so once you've seen the finished product, if you're in the market for a boot build, whether it's simple or an intricate one, give him a message and I can even trim it for you. This is phase 2 complete now, so we've got the frames done, the main board has now been done, we've now got our cutout, then the main board will go over the top of that, which is what's going to be wrapped. This thing needs to be removable, so it's going to be screwed in. And then if I ever need to remove this out for whatever reason to access this wiring, this is starting to look phenomenal. I love how it curves around the tank as well. You guys are never going to see this part anyway, but it's nice to show you the whole process. There
we go, all fixed.
Look how nice and neat that corner is.
We need to put that back, seats forward. Now I need to start looking at building the sides up.
Those side panels.
Very awkward.
The first task is building an upper and lower structure for the side panels to be secured to. So Dean measured out and cut pieces of wood to glue to the parcel shelf supports. While the glue was drying, we couldn't carry on with the side panels, so we started making the rear panel instead. We're doing really great progress. As I'm chopping it up, we're going to get this done, make some shapes, and then it goes in. But what you don't realise is, make the shapes, it's test fitted, it's then shaped, test fitted, shaped, test fitted, and then other things are then built on top of that, test fitted and shaped. Not everything can be built all at once. We sort of have to build it in stages, which is why it's such a big job. But jobs like this, when you see cars at shows, you realise how much effort and time has gone into it.
So far, 8-10 hours?
10 hours, yeah, not too bad. Decent amount of work, but it's not just 10 hours of work, it's 10 hours of 30 years of experience of work. And, you know, if I was doing this myself, it would have taken me 30 years to do. Right,
so we're going to start the top now, the finished piece. Temporarily, just leaving it long on the sides and leaving it long on the width, just so that we can get all this cut around the tank and over the connectors either side, going up to the seats. At least then that's off prepped for next time we come, once all this is gone off, and then we can build up our sides and it'll all fall together.
Finishing up the progress for day 2, Dean's marking out the shape of the top layer ready to cut on day 3. Just under here you see these lines, that's where the tank is going to be.
The next morning,
Dean's starting off the day using the router to make a contoured edge for the rear panel. With that done, he started cutting out the top layer ready for a test fit. Before that though, Dean made this mounting board for the washer bottle to be secured on. Now I just need to extend the wiring, and when I do the engine swap, splice the wires together. Job done. Right, go on, start again.
Right, so now what we've got to do now is we've got to measure from the seats to the back of the car, so I can do a template out of cardboard because it's quite an awkward shape. As soon as we've got the cardboard template and bait, we can then transfer that to the MDF. We can cut that out, and then we can mark where we're going to do a recess in the centre of it to make it a bit more shape, and then we can put a backboard on that, and it'll give it a nice little design for both sides. So that's what we're going to do next.
Following us so far? No? Alright, let's crack on then. Brainwave people. So this piece here,
Flat panel,
we're gonna have something that's gonna sit in just like that. I've just thought I can get my logo embroidered here and wrap that panel. Ooh! With the side panelling now, we can make adjustments to the rear panel so it sits flush. We are getting so close now with the boot build. So both side panels have both been completed, as you can see, and currently I've left the tank loose because once the top layer is in, that needs adjusting a little bit. Where the top piece meets the tank, there's enough gap on either side. Dean's just making some more tweaks to the top layer because when we move the seats in, these bars are hitting the boot build, they're hitting the top layer and pushing, which is pushing this one in. So we're just going to try and get everything dialed in, and then we just need to make these two side panels, and then I can start wrapping. Can't wait. To make the tank easier to remove, I've slotted the holes so I only need to remove the screws a couple of threads. That way I don't have to fully remove the screws, seeing as they're in such an awkward place. I'm so hungry, I'm so tired. It's very dark outside, but day 3 is complete. The boot build, as you can see, is all done. All of the side panels are in. Base is done, this back piece is done. I'm going to start wrapping, guys. So stay tuned because this boot build is not finished. It's not going to look like that. It's going to look even better. But you get the initial design. I've been drawing up some plans whether to get my logo put on the side. But whatever I do to one side, I pretty much have to do to the other. Or whether I put the logo in the middle of the tank, or whether I do a big logo here. But I feel like I need to brand it in some way on the boot build. I also want to take the opportunity to thank Dean for helping out on the boot build. He's done an absolute phenomenal job. And the design has changed a little bit since the start, and he was happy to do extra work. So if anybody wants boot builds similar to this, something with a different more design, if you're incorporating your compressors and subs and amps, if you want to put them on show, if you want to do perspex with LEDs, the options are endless. Give him a message and ask him how much to do whatever boot build design you like, or even just throw some ideas back at him. When he's done with it, I can trim it for you. We live quite close together, so logistically it won't be too difficult to organise, but to have something like this done in a matter of 3 days, and he came up on a Saturday, his day off, and you know, really grafted. I've been making him teas all day, so he's been chugging along. But yeah, massive thank you to Dean, and let's carry on.
The next morning.
It is literally a case of me wrapping it and putting it all back together. Just trust the process. I've said this all along. It's the final stretch now. We're almost there. I just want to thank you guys for showing me some love over the past 3 videos since my return. It's definitely helped my mental health seeing the positive comments. Hopefully these videos have been enjoyable and the bloopers at the end of the videos make you laugh. If they have, then be sure to click that subscribe button. Not long left till Ultimate Dubs, but Dean's done his job. Now it's time to do what I do best and get the boot build matching the interior. After me and Dean put our blood, sweat and tears into this short deadline build, working tirelessly on the weekends, it is finally complete. Oh my absolute Jesus hell. Oh my god, the boot builder is now complete. Although everything is not buttoned up, I'm calling it a win. All I need to do is get some Velcro for this side, which I'm waiting for it to turn up, and then I'm gonna Velcro the base just so it is not gonna move around. But what do we think, guys, with the boot build? Obviously we've done the rear section. We've even wrapped these individual sort of bars that were black and rusty before. The top of the tank is now in the tartan, and then obviously the sides to match. Now when you come to the show, you will notice, you can't really see it very well there, but there's a tiny faint blue line, and then it just sort of disappears, almost as if the material is sort of skewered, but it's actually the way that the square's been cut because of the design of the Golf. So that bottom line is perfectly straight with that design here, but the top line just cuts in a little bit. We can't get rid of that because of the design of the car. Not really too bothered about that, but for the eagle-eyed viewers that are going to have something negative to say, that is why. That looks good. The base looks phenomenal, and then we've done this back section, and then I forgot to put all this on, so I ended up doing it quickly before I built it all up. Did all this, so there's no white section in this whole boot area. Parcel shelf, guys. I don't think I'm going to run it, because when we actually put it on and we have it like a functioning parcel shelf, it's probably going to stop here, and it's not really going to do the boot build justice. I think I'm going to take it off for the shows and have it just fully exposed, and then when I'm driving around, I'm going around town or whatever, I'll chuck this on just for a little bit of privacy. Oh my god, that looks amazing. Now when I told you, trust the process, are you starting to trust me now? Just and we're in quite poor lighting. When it's out in the open at Ultimate Dubs, the lights are shining down. Oh my god. I can call this complete. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And if you're in the market for a boot build, give Dean a message. Whatever the crazy idea is, I can come and wrap it, and you can have a beautiful boot build just like this one. But don't ask him for the same thing. You've got to put your own spin on it. Otherwise, can you call it your own? So I'm going to end the video here. If you have enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we're going to be doing on the car. I think this is the last one until Ultimate Dubs. So wish me good luck, and I will see you all there. We'll continue the progress with the car. We've still got a bit more to do. So we'll see you in the next one. This is my pride and joy, my Mark 2 Golf, and in today's video we're going to be design, fabricate, trim, install. This is my Mark 2 Golf. Got a recent email from now speaking of interior, there is one aspect apart from the I'd just like a
the going rate for filming is £20 an hour.
Right, let's go. I already know there's going to be people that repeat everything you just said. Tons of footage of me starting the clip, and then Dean goes and runs off and gets a tool. There's so many different clips of that.
Lots of edits.
Oh my god.
And I get my router, use a flush round a bit, and I can just go take the wood off and that's perfect.
It doesn't literally make that noise.
It does.
Use the sound effects.
Side. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Yep. Yippee dippy doop. Dippy doo doo doo. Bang bang bing bong. What came with it was this simple raised boot floor, but my god. This way I could get as much spare wheel well. Almost. It's worth mentioning. What?